So, I have an acrylate allergy, and about 3 weeks ago, I decided to test the Melody Susie Fleurwee collection because it claims to be HEMA free, HPMA free, and plant based. It sounded amazing and right up my alley, so I had to try it, and naturally, I bought half the collection. Let's swatch them and see if it works. So, the first thing you'll notice in the box is that these are made in China. But honestly, Melody Susie is a reputable brand that has never let me down, and at this point, it could be sourced in Timbuktu or the frickin' moon for all I care, so long as it doesn't flare my allergy. I also want to add a disclaimer that just because a product does or doesn't work for me doesn't mean that it will or will not work for you. It completely depends on which acrylates you're allergic to, and through trial and error, I have found that I am allergic to HEMA and HPMA. Those are the only ones that I know of so far. I'm still iffy on cyanoacrylate, but I don't recommend trial and error. I do have an allergy test scheduled December 20th, but I know that not everyone has health insurance and those can get expensive. So if that's all you got, then just do one nail at a time and go from there. I'm gonna shut up now so you can get a little bit of unboxing ASMR. I want to show y'all the box label, but my camera isn't focusing, so here's a picture just so that you guys could get an idea of what ingredients are in here because for whatever reason, they are not listed on the Melody Susie website. As you can see, they are very clean, and I was very surprised to see that there are no methacrylates in them at all. So, we love that. Thank you, Melody Susie, for thinking of us allergic girlies. You also need to be really careful because a lot of these cheaper HEMA-free alternatives use HPMA instead. Now, HEMA is hydroxyethyl methacrylate and HPMA is hydroxypropyl methacrylate. So if you're allergic to one, you're usually allergic to the other due to how similar they are chemically. Also, make sure you are only using one specific product at a time. If you mix, then you're not going to know what you're reacting to, and you'll be giving yourself a reaction for absolutely no reason. All right, so enough allergy talk. Let's get into the actual swatching and see these beauties. So the first thing I noticed is just how insanely pigmented these are. I mean, the second that you pull the brush out, you can just see the color and how thick it is. I know a lot of people don't like goopy, thick gels, but personally, I do. I do a lot of nail art, so it's great to work with when you're doing nail art. You want something that's thick that you don't have to go over again and again because it's hard enough doing a perfect line the first time, much less three other times. So for nail art, these are absolutely perfect. Can do thinner coats, as you can see that I'm doing here. With the black, that's what I'd recommend. That's what everyone recommends. When you're doing really dark polishes, you want to do very, very thin coats so that they cure evenly. All right, next up we have PO5, which is this really lovely green color. And man, these brushes, like they are just amazing. They're curved, so you can get right up into there without flooding the cuticle. It's just, it gives you such a great amount of control and precision, and they hold so much product or as little product as you want. They truly are just really nice brushes. PO8, and this is a really lovely, like olive tone. Now, mind you, I am just swatching, so I'm kind of just being willy-nilly about it. I would be a lot more careful if I was doing this on my actual nail, but just for swatching purposes, we're kind of just going all over the place because I'm trying to finish this as fast as possible since I have so many to get through. And oh my goodness, look at this gorgeous sky baby blue. I think this is probably my favorite color so far, but then again, I am a sucker for a nice blue, so gorgeous. And I mean, one coat coverage. A lot of these, if not most of these, have just one coat coverage. I would be happy with that on my actual nail. Mind you, these are clear tips, so the clear does shine through. But if you're putting this on an actual nail, one coat is all you're gonna need. All right, so I know I was just talking about that blue, but right here is my actual favorite color of this entire collection, and you will see this is the one that I ultimately used in my test, so I'm not lying about this one being my favorite. I mean, it is just absolutely stunning. Again, one coat coverage. It's just amazing. And another thing that I forgot to mention, especially with this bottle in particular, is that I immediately noticed like a really, really strong lavender scent. And then I realized that these are actually scented with like the flower or natural item they're supposed to represent, or they just smell like random flowers. I don't know because I ended up not going back and smelling them all, but this one kind of gives like a bubblegum smell, whereas the other one it was very strong lavender. So amazing job on that as well because you don't have this chemical smell that you get with a lot of gel polishes. You just have this very pleasant flowery aroma. All right, so here are the first six cured on their first coat and probably only coat that they're going to need because as you can see, that is truly one coat coverage. Now, I did flood the gray a little bit, but moving on. And I will say that it kind of bugs me that the numbers are not in order of color story. So as you can see, I mean, there are some like the greens are kind of together, but then you have like a gray and a pink and yeah, it just doesn't make a lot of sense on why they numbered them the way they did. I wish they would have just been numbered in order by color, but that's just me being picky. Doesn't really matter. You will see that I had to give this one a little shaky shake because that is what Melody Susie recommends you to do for every bottle, but I just wasn't doing it. But I did notice with this one, it was a little thicker and goopier, so figured it needed a good little mix and it was good to go. So this one here would actually be the perfect color if I wanted to recreate the Melody Susie Fleurwee bottle, which I might do at some point because it's absolutely gorgeous. And I know those like your grandma's china cabinet nails were really popular this year and they might make a comeback next spring. So I will make a video then. And I do just have to chime in here and say what a gorgeous color story this is. Now, these gels are marketed as plant-based, but they are also literally plant-based. The colors are inspired by things in nature, and they do such a great job capturing natural colors, and it just makes for an absolutely stunning color story. All right, so here they are in all their glory. They have been top coated and they're ready to go on the swatch ring. Honestly, I have to say I am beyond impressed with this color selection, with how the gels perform, and I know it sounds like I'm a Melody Susie representative, but I promise I am not sponsored, I am not being paid. I bought these with my own money, and man, am I glad I did. I mean, just look at these colors. They're absolutely stunning. This is one coat, folks, and the fact that these are so clean and perform so well is just amazing. And I've always loved Melody Susie. I have their drill and their dust collector, but I truly was not expecting their gels to perform this well because I always thought of them more as like a hardware company, and they do have their regular gel line and their jewel liver line, and they're all performed pretty well back before I had my acrylate allergy, but I think with this collection, they really knocked it out of the park and they've really established themselves as a professional company that can be used for professionals and not just DIYers because they did not come to play with this collection and it is impressive. I am absolutely mind blown. All right, and now for the important part. It's time to actually test this on my nails and see if I have a reaction. I like to prep using a regular polish product. In this one, I'm using the Ella Mila Ridge Filler, but I also use the Orly Bonder, and that's normally what I use. I just like to add a layer of protection between my nail plate and any gel products that way it won't seep through my nail if it doesn't fully cure for whatever reason. Is it great for retention? Probably not, but it honestly makes no difference to me because I do my nails every 2 weeks anyway, and so far they have lasted that long, even using regular polish under. I also like to use peel-off latex around my cuticles and my proximal nail fold, and the reason I do this is to add that extra layer of protection just in case I do flood the cuticle or I just happen to get some on my skin. That way my skin is protected and less likely to have a reaction. I also want to add that in this video I am using a Lavinda lamp from Amazon because I wasn't 100% sure this collection was going to work for me, but now that I am, I already went ahead and ordered the Melody Susie Professional Aurora lamp because you should always use the lamp that matches the gels that you're using, as they are the only ones that have been tested and can guarantee that it'll cure their product. Alright, so we will just be doing this one finger in gel, and the rest I will be using D&D's Great Smoky Mountain. It's a very close color match in the regular polish. Now, the one negative I have about this collection is that for whatever reason, they did not make a base or a top coat. Melody Susie, if you see this, please, please, please make a top coat and a base coat that matches your line of products, because I know you guys have a HEMA free one, but I'm a little worried about that one, so I don't know if it'll work. But please make a Fleurwee line builder gel, like just make everything, please, because this stuff is amazing and I want a base coat, I want a top coat, I want a builder gel, I want everything. Thank you. Alright, here is the finished manicure using D&D's Great Smoky Mountain, and this is a regular polish, not gel. Please ignore how terrible my nails look and are. This is why I do gel overlays. So it has now been 12 hours since I applied this, and there has been absolutely no reaction. Typically, if I'm going to react, I will do it within 2 to 3 hours at the most. Usually it's within the hour. But they're looking good, and here it is the next day, still no reaction. And again, my allergy is in pretty early stages. I don't have very bad flare-ups, so just because I had no reaction to this doesn't mean it's completely safe for you to use, but I am still so impressed. I mean, let's talk about the price of these real quick because they were on sale. I bought most of them on the Black Friday sale, and I bought them for about $5 a bottle. For a product that is this good and this clean, that is an absolute steal. I think regularly they're about $12 a bottle, but even then I would still buy every single one. In fact, I did. I already went ahead and ordered the rest of the collection, so once that comes in, I will be swatching the rest. See y'all then!